Hi, I'm BJ, and this is the Arcane Alienist Podcast. All right, picking up from last time, we returned to the first room of the dungeon, the triangular chamber, which is the actual tomb of the beloved prophet Crude Neck. And I had originally chosen the pathway straight ahead, the far point of the triangle from the entrance, across from the entrance. Now I'm going to go back and try the left-hand side of the triangle relative to the entrance. And I have picked up a Mastiff companion along with my vicious little familiar of a dog, and a little bit of equipment that I plundered along the way, both from first from a fallen thief and then from a goblin I killed last time. So feeling a little bit better about my odds of not having to get into close combat with people now that I have a bow and arrow along with my spells, or my powers. They're not really spells. But let's see, we're going to roll on the table to see, versus do a dungeon crawling move to see what the room is. You were rolling against the DR of the dungeon, which is 6. And because we've discovered 2 of the 4 special rooms, we add a +2 to the roll to see what we get. I got a 2 plus 2 is 4, so that's 1 failure, and I got a 15 plus 2 is 17. So that one success, 1 failure, which is basically a weak hit. We enter a generic room. Use the room descriptor oracles to flesh it out. So for the room shape, we get rolling on 2d6. This is another square room, like one we've previously encountered. What type of room is it? Let's get an adjective for the room. This is a rotten or unclean. We'll see which one makes more sense as we flesh this out. Okay, so roll a d12 for the actual type of the room. A stairwell, ladder, or pit. So maybe some rotten stairs is in this room. It's got, how many exits has it got? We've got, roll a d4 for that. We've already uncovered 2 special rooms looking on the tables. So a roll of 1 gives us 1 exit, a roll of 2 gives us 2 exit, and a 3 or 4 means no exit. I get a 1. So there is 1 exit. So is that going to be, let's see, I'm going to get D3 because I've got 3 possible walls. 1 will be the bottom wall on the map. 2 would be the left-hand wall, which is opposite of the entrance. 3 will be the upper northern wall, or upwards towards the base of the map, relative to the base of the map. And I get a 2, so it is going to be opposite. So what I'm going to say is that this is there's some rotting stairs going down. Oh, wait a minute. First, let's see what is actual in here in terms of an encounter. So I roll a d12, and it says looks empty, ellipsis question mark. It looks empty. Well, let's figure out what that means if it looks empty. Okay, what makes sense to me, and if I were doing a video, I could show you. Maybe I'll take a picture of the map as I've sketched it and put it up for the thumbnail art, for the cover art for the episode. Because if you recall, in the large square room that has the chasm, where the kind of split the room at a diagonal, because that's on comes off the top corner of that triangular room. This comes off the left corner of the triangular room. Really, if that chasm were to continue, which I described it did through the floor, if it kept going far enough, it would kind of hit this room. So I'm going to say you've got some stairs that it's sort of three sets of stairs. So you go into the room, you're looking down, you go through the door, you're on a landing, you're looking down into the bottom of the room. You take some stairs parallel to the wall, and then take the stairs down. Again, this would be the wall, another set, and they just kind of wind around the top. I say top, not relative to height, but the top on the map. So the upper relative to the position south on the map. the stairs wind around, down to the door that exits the room. And the reason it's not empty is because that chasm, there's kind of a tunnel, I guess we would say, in the earth where it exits that room, and it comes out into the stairs. So if I actually wanted to squeeze through this crack in the wall, I could probably follow that tunnel now back to the crevice in that large room. So what that means is we've got probably the stump end of that large, creepy limb right there. So that's effectively an empty dungeon room. So nothing real special there. Let's see what our next room turns out to be, though, because that might be a little more interesting. So that is, again, we're going to roll 2d20 against a DR of 6. We're going to get +2 for having found 2 of the special rooms of the dungeon. And I get 4 + 2 is 6, and 16 + 2 is 18. That is a strong hit, which means we are going to find another special room, if I remember correctly. Let me flip back there. I don't know why I'm flipping back. I know that's the big answer. But yeah, we find a special room on a strong hit. These may have been defined in advance. Okay, yeah. All right, so which special room do we have? Well, there are only 2 left. There's special room 1 and there's special room 4. So I'm just going to roll a 20-sided die here, and if I get a 1 to 10, it's room 1, and if I get 11 or higher, it's room 4. And I roll a 5, so it's room number 1. And that says, "This place stinks of pepper and rot, and I'm sorry," is written on a door. Well, let's see. We need to flesh out the further descriptions of the room. What is the room shape? That is a 2d6 roll. And I get 4 and 4, double 4 for 8. Hey, another square. Oh, wow, how exciting. All right, so it's a square room. What adjective best describes this? 7. Deathly. This is deathly. So, stinks of pepper and rot. There's something deathly about it. And we roll a d12 to see what type of room it is. And I get a 12. That means it is a catacomb or a hall. Okay, here's the big one. What do we encounter in this room? 5. Something blocks your path. Something blocks your path. Before I do that, let's figure out where the exits are, if there are any in this room. So now that we've uncovered 3 special rooms, we're at this, the table doesn't change. So a 1 on a d4 gives us 1 exit, a 2 gives us 2, a 3 or 4 means there are no exits from this room, and I get a 1. There is 1 exit. It is a rectangular room, so once again, we'll go around the horn and see if that exit lies on a 1. So that is going to be to the downward position. So that would be to the left of the door that we came in. So give me a check. So I'm going to pause for a second and sketch this out, and then we'll fill in some of the details. Okay, so this is a catacomb. So what I'm envisioning is this is a square room, as before, and in the middle is square as well, maybe with some recesses. So it's not just an open square room. It's actually maybe there's a wide corridor that sort of creates a square circuit all the way around. So it's not that there's a room within a room. It's just it's been carved out of the earth in a square path, so that they can, the dead can be put on either side of that path. But at every corner of where the thing would turn 90 degrees across, kind of at a 45-degree angle, bisecting that turn is a gate. So that's what's blocking the path to the I could see the other door up ahead and to the left, but there is immediately just a couple feet away a locked gate that is blocking the path, and of course one the other direction. So I'll have to get that. I'll also say it stinks of pepper and rot in here, because in this first place, this first place, this is where they've been tossing dead thieves. The thieves are stricken by some sort of illness, right? Um, Slowly dying of a blood cough. So this is where they can't get past the gates either, or maybe they can. Maybe some of them have the thieves. Maybe some of them have two locks or keys to the lock. I don't know. Or they're thieves. Maybe they've learned how to pick the lock. But I don't have them. But they've just been tossing the dead in here, and so it's why it stinks. And maybe I'm sorry was written on the door. Maybe someone was I don't know. Could it be they tossed somebody in here when they weren't quite dead, and that was an apology for leaving them here to just lay amongst the dead and finally die? Maybe we'll never know the answer to that mystery. Although this is Mörk Borg, it should be an omen or shouldn't be something kind of disturbing about that. I would think. Um, how about it's carved on the inside of the door, so when I come in, it's not on the door that it's the door I come through, but it is on the inside, and it was carved by maybe someone in there who was not quite dead yet. Yeah, but it stinks in here because there's dead people. And let's say the peppery smell is not so much just like black pepper, like in a pepper shaker, but maybe the plant, the black pepper plant. Maybe there's, I guess it wouldn't grow in here without any sunlight, but it is traditionally used as a traditional medicine in Asia. So uh, maybe there are some you know not growing plants, but like cuttings or vines or leaves or something in here. That's the smell of pepper, but it's not covering up the very well the rotting smell of the dead bodies. Because if this was an ancient catacomb, they would have been skeletons by now, which are probably in here as well. But there's got to be something giving a rotten odor. So it is freshly dead thieves that are doing that. So I'm in a room full of dead bodies, and there are a series of locked uh, gates in my way. So I could try to smash it down. Could try to pick the. I don't have anything to pick the lock with. I do have a bomb. I could use that. Or I could look around. I could try this general adventuring move with just luck to see if there's something useful in the area. Let's try that. Let's just see. There is a just sort of mechanic in here where you can just kind of search the room and see what turns up. Let's do that. Searching for an object. DR12 omens plus 2d20. All right, so I still have one omen left for the day, so I'm at a +1. And I get a 10 and a 14, which means I get an 11 and a 15, which should be a weak hit. And if I get a weak hit, I roll a d4 on the weak hit table for searching for an object. 4, wow, is a useful item. 1 is nothing, 2 is corpse plunder, 3 is d100 trinkets, and 4 is a useful item. Now, failure, some sort of danger reveals itself, so good thing I didn't fail. A trap, an ambush, that would have been a good time for maybe for a corpse to stand up as a skeleton and come after me. But let's see what's on the use. Let's see what useful item is laying about. So turning over to that table, that is a d6. 5. D4 doses of a potion. All right, so we're going to have 3 doses of something. And we turn to that's actually in the main book as part of the occult herb master class, because they have a little roll to see what kind of it's a D8 roll. So let me get my 8-sided die here. 4. Elixir Vitalis heals 1d6 hit points and stops an infection, but it can be habit forming. So 3 doses of Elixir Vitalis. That's cool. And I just noticed that I am over my capacities, so I think I can carry 8 items, but that includes I have 2 scrolls, 2 weapons. You know, I'm also going to say that I took my food and that flask of liquor. And just tucked them in the corner of that opening room because I'm either going to get out of here alive or I'm not. So that'll take care of that. So I'm going to say I know there's a room, but I can't see an obvious way for me to get to it at this point. So I'm going to backtrack and try the other room off the main room and just see what I find in there. So that's going to be another dungeon move. Okay, so again, let's see what room we get up to. We have a 7 plus 2 is 19, a 4 plus 2 is 6. That is a strong hit, which means we have found the final of the special chambers. So what does this special chamber look like? Well, it is the shape of it. And roll a 7, so it is another square. It is 18 on the adjective. Ugly and defaced. Well, that tracks with what we know is in here, which is the big boss monster. Eldar doesn't know that, but we know that. It is another crypt. And how many exits does it have? I got a 2. So actually when you uncover a special room, that's the last. When you got the 4th one, there's only 1 exit. I guess that would be in addition to the one we see here. Well, that makes no sense. Oh no, yeah, that does make sense. I get it. Oh, and I do need to roll from where the other exit is, and I get a 3, which I'm just going around from the room. That'll be upwards relative to the bottom of the map. So you enter this room, and it's to the far left corner. But there is another tomb or sarcophagus in the middle of the room, which I assume is going to be. So it says in here there is a freezing draft. That is the special room description. A cylinder with death-bringing liquid is in here somewhere. All right. We had previously established that the big bad monster is probably the source of all these roots and tendrils that we're seeing. So it's I'm going to say it's kind of rooted in place around this sarcophagus on the floor. Maybe it was once human, but it's rooted in place and it's got all these tendrils growing out. But it's got one limb that it can drag around. So I'm going to say that's something that it can actually swing and move about the room with protruding bones, and that's the source of its physical attack. It's also radiating a dizzy magnetism. It has very very high morale. It has decent armor at a minus D2, kind of light armor. Damage is D4, so not great damage and not a lot of hit points. Not that again, not that Eldar knows this. More than anything, it wants to defend its territory, and it exists partially in an anti-arcane dimension, so powers don't work in this vicinity. So I've got like the ultimate weapon against this thing with this death scroll that I picked up last time, randomly discovered, but it's not going to work. Oh no! So let's just see what happens when Eldar opens the door onto this scene. So first thing we're going to do is, I guess we're going to roll a reaction. Let me find my tables for that. Reaction roll. 7. The thing is indifferent. Now, I also know my mission is to take something from the heart of what lies in this maze. Although this turned out to be not much of a maze, but oh well, who cares? This is a lot of fun anyway. It is indifferent, so it's not going to attack. I assume it desperately wants to defend its territory. It's indifferent to me, which means we know there are thieves in here who are sick. So this thing is radiating something that's going to make him sick. It says dizzying magnetism. I'm going to say that's the effect of being in close proximity. Is you feel instantly feel dizzy, but you feel sort of compelled to just stare at it. So I'm going to have to make some sort of. I'm assuming that the equivalent of a saving throw for Mörk Borg is making a presence check to resist this magic. I have a +1 to that. So let's see what happens. Oh, I did not do well. 9, 10, 11. I got an 11, and that is a total failure, which means I am captivated, held in place as I open the door and see this horrid thing standing there. But it is indifferent to me, so it may not necessarily attack, but it does want to defend its territory. But I haven't done anything to actually fight it. So I'm going to say, since it's indifferent, it's got this long whip-like, vine-like tendril that it can use it to attack, but can also use it to grab. So let's see if it can grab me. I'm standing there staring at it. I can't look away. It's going to try to grab me. And drag it towards it. Let's see if it can successfully grab me. I'm going to say that's normally it would be a 12, but I'm kind of enraptured here, so let's make that a 14. And this is combat, so we can go back to 1. Actually, I probably should. It would have been a failure of my presence check if I just rolled 1 die anyway. But combat, we're supposed to just do normal, more combat. Oh, and it rolls a 1, so it does reach out to whip at me, and it can't do anything. So let's see if, after another round, if I can sort of shake off the effects of what it's doing to me. So another presence check, and I got a 14 plus 1 is 15, so I'm able to kind of clear my head, see this monstrosity there, and I think my first instinct would be to grab the scroll. We need to see what happens to these 2 dogs, don't we? Oh boy. Hold on just a second. So monsters, NPCs, do not have their own abilities because this is sort of a player facing where you're rolling everything. So I think I'm just gonna, for simplicity's sake, let the dogs use my I'll just roll for them. Maybe because they're under my command, my presence also can give them the effect of my presence of mind. So that's a 14 for my little dog. He's fine. Let's see what happens with Lurk, the big dog. Oh, that's a 4. So he's kind of mesmerized. So because that death spell is going to kill these dogs if I use that. So he'll reach for he'll stand by the daemon of capillaries. However, it doesn't work. That become apparent as soon as he tries to use it. If I was a GM and I was a player doing it, I'd probably make him roll and say, you roll, and despite, if they roll a success, nothing happens. And you expect some blowback even when a spell fails, But if the spell is not working itself, you don't feel the blowback. So I think you would even realize something is up. It's just not working. Um, okay, my mind is free. So let's roll initiative now because that's I get to 4, so I get to go. So this thing does not can't can't it's pinned in the room. I've shaken off the mental resistance, but I do know now that my spells won't work on it. But I need the stuff in that room, so I don't want to just destroy the room with a bomb. So I'm going to try to shoot it with an arrow, and it is a poison-tipped arrow. Well, it'd take time to apply the poison to the arrow, so I'm just going to shoot the thing with an arrow. So that is a range attacks are a presence check, so I get a +1. 13 plus 1, so I hit it, but it's going to mitigate some of the damage. So what does a short bow do? Remind myself it is a d4 of damage. So I roll 4, but it's going to reduce. Let's see how much damage does it reduce? Oh, it only reduces 1, so I hit it for 3 points of damage, which is good. I know as the GM because that's only 1. It's going to attack again, this time with its whip-like tendril. I've got to try to get out of the way. Defense is my agility, and I think my agility is, I don't have any benefit to that, so let's hope I roll high because I don't have a lot of hit points. And it rolls, oh my gosh, it rolls crit. So what that means, because I'm rolling a defense, that's not an attack roll by the monster, that means a critical success on my attempt to defend myself, which means I get a free attack. Yeah, natural 20 on defense, the PC gets a free attack. So I'm going to shoot it again with another arrow, and I roll another 20, a crit. Oh my gosh, I promise you, I am not making that up. I just rolled 2 20s in a row. And that's double damage. Okay, so I'm D4 and I roll a 3, so that's 6 points of damage. The most it can reduce that damage by is 2, so it's dead. Whew, boy. That was kind of a nail biter, wasn't it? Okay, so the thing falls dead. It probably flails around and it drops over. So there's this cylinder with death-bringing liquid. The spirit told me that the count must drink from whatever is at the heart of this maze to cure his insanity. Right? That was the what induced me to go on this quest. Right? I'm going to assume it's this cylinder with death-bringing liquid. So I'm going to probably empty. I'll probably go with that flask of liquor and empty it and fill it full of whatever is in this cylinder. Okay, well let's do a corpse plunder to see if there's any other treasure around here. That's a D66 roll. 30, 33. A metal cylinder with gunpowder and a fuse. Roll 1d6. 1 or 2 to use a. Oh, that's if you actually use it. Roll 1d6, 1 to 2. You lose a hand. 3 to 6, 3d damage wherever it lands. Okay, so there is some sort of another bomb, basically. I'm going to figure out what I got to cart out of here and what I leave behind. Although I suppose, now that I have this great big mastiff of a dog, if there were dead people in that other room, I can probably scrounge up another backpack or sack of some type to let him also serve as a bit of a pack animal until we get where we're going. All right. Let's see what lies in this room beyond the other doorway. So that is another dungeon. move, and it's at this point it is always considered a mundane room. You can't find another special room, so we'll just roll for the room shape and see what's in it. So the room beyond this one shape is 4, which gives us a cross-shaped room. Interesting, cross-shaped room. It is dark or black in there. It is some sort of cavern or passage. And it won't have an exit. Shouldn't have any kind of exit though. And what is in it? Roll a d12, get a 2. Remains of something, a structure, an object, a once living thing. Okay, here's an idea. This is a relatively cross-shaped cavern, but what it is it's where this large bulk of bulbous tendril. That's where it's probably filled. It's probably a small room off of here, and it's probably just filled this room up, and then continued to go through the earth, and that's what created the crevice in the other place. So maybe this was just a small antechamber, maybe a small just room off of it, but this tendril has grown out of it and expanded and sort of dug this cross-shaped tunnel through the earth. All right, if I backtrack, now that I sketch it out, I think, I'm going to say, just to make it interesting, so this is a dark, cross-shaped cavern or passage. So it is a passage back, but there should be something back here. It says the remains of a structure. I'm going to say there's a small shrine or chapel kind of at the far back. Maybe just a shrine. It's not big enough for a chapel. It's another statue of the beloved prophet. Whatever might have been left here, the thieves looted. But let's just do a general search and see if there is anything interesting or value here, since it is obviously something of some significance narratively. So, searching for an object, again, we roll 2d20 against our omens. Or with DR12 omens. So yeah, we're going to get a +1 to this roll. So I got a 12 and a 10. That's an 11 and a 9, or 12 and a 10. So again, that's a weak hit. So I roll a d4. I get a 2. I get to do another corpse plunder. D66 for a 34 and 34 gives me a known and liked despised witch hunter's face flayed. Ew, that's okay. That's gross. But we may keep. Maybe there's a bounty. I'm not above lying to collect a bounty if it was a despised person or a wanted person. So let's hold on to that as potentially something I'll card out of here. What is in that final room that we couldn't get through before? That gate blocked the path. I turned around and went back, I suppose with enough time. Of course, I haven't run into any other thieves as I've kind of gone back and forth through here, even though there should be some thieves in here coming in and out. Maybe they had all died. So you're supposed to roll. The encounters come up when you go through a room, and I just happen to not roll many encounters as I traversed and explored these rooms. So I'm assuming maybe that thief who was drinking, maybe in the last one. Um, so yeah, I'm going to go back and search him and see what he's got on him. See if he has any kind of keys or stuff. I think that's just a dumb luck roll. So let's see what we got. A weak success, or a weak hit. For that, that would mean a success, but with some sort of complication. Losing an item, losing some sort of advantage, a temporary stat adjustment. All right. I'm going to say he's got a skeleton key, just something that can unlock the keys to this to those gates. But what would let's say the complication happens when I actually try to open the gate, and that is going to be when I open the gate. It does turn out that one of the dead things is not quite dead. It will be a zombie. That sounds like a lot of fun. All right, so I cross back over. I search this guy. I do find some kind of skeleton key that I had not found before. I go back to the catacomb. I go to open the gate, and as I'm doing it, zombies, do they make noise? And Mörk, Borg, let's see what we can find out about zombies here. There's a lich, a zombie. Anyone bitten? Test the touch. Oh, don't want to get bitten. Okay. All right. So yeah, here comes a zombie after me as I hear it kind of groan. So I guess we're at initiative. It'd be funny if the big bad fight went that easily for me, and then this one is where I wind up getting killed. Okay, so we got initiative 6. I get to go first. So the zombie. We'll say it starts to rise up and groan, so I hear it in time to turn around. Can I hit it with an arrow? I do not, but my dogs can charge at it. Rolls a 5. That's not good. Come on, big dog. He rolls a 4. Oh no. So now it's going to come after me. I'm assuming it probably craves the taste of human flesh, so it's just going to push past these dogs and come towards me. Ooh, see if I can roll another 20. I do not. Ooh. So I'm going to take 2 points, or D2 of damage. I'll take 1 point of damage, but then I've got to pass this test. Toughness versus a DR8. I do have a +1 to my toughness. I rolled a 7, so a +1 is 8. I passed the test. Oh my. All right, so I will draw my knife since it's closed ranks on me. And that's a 9. That's not going to hit. Let's see if the dogs hit. Does not hit. Big dog does not hit. Okay. I may be in trouble here. Got to defend myself. Okay, that's a 7. Its defense is a agility. Okay, so that's a straight up 17. So I do defend myself. It doesn't hit me. Now I try to attack back and miss. Little dog misses. Big dog. Come on, big dog. He misses. Oh my goodness. Defending against the zombie. I roll a 19. Okay. When I attack back, I miss. Little dog hits. Yay. He does, I think, a D4 of damage. He rolled a 1. The zombie's damage reduction is a D2, so it's not going to do any good. Big dog. Also hits. And I believe he does the same amount of damage as the little dog. D4 plus 1. Okay, well, he gets a plus 1 then. So that's 3 points of damage. The zombie reduces that by 1, so the zombie's taken 2. And just to verify, zombies have, at least the ones in the core book here, I believe they have 7 hit points, did I say? Yes, 7 hit points. So, okay, it's going to attack back. I roll an 18 on my defense. At least I'm rolling well on defense, not offense. I strike back with my knife and miss. Little dog. Uh-oh, he crit fails. Weapon breaks or is lost. I don't think you can break a dog, so we'll just say he's out of the fight. Something happens, he sprains himself, he gets kicked aside, he's out of the fight. Big dog also misses. Zombie's going to try to bite me again. Oh, what happens if you fail on your... That is a fumble on my defense. PC takes double damage. How much damage does the zombie do to me? 1 point, so I take 2 points. So I'm down to 1 hit point. I think I'm going to drink a sip of that elixir vitalis. I had 3, so that'll give me some hit points back. How many hit points back do I get back? 2. Okay. So I'm back to 3 hit points. Big dog attacks, and this is... I successfully defend. I rolled a 13 against a 12 to defend. Now I'm going to attack back with my knife and miss. Big dog misses. I defend against the zombie again with a 15. This can be kind of a slog. My dice are giving out on me now. I miss. Big dog hits with a 14. Does 3 points of damage. The zombie reduces it by 2 this time. So the zombie just takes 4 damage. Can I keep defending? Yeah, 19 on my defense. My attack back. 18, I do hit it. 4, 1 point of damage. Okay. I guess its defense would negate that though, huh? Here comes Big Dog attacking. Also hits again. He gets 5 points of damage. The zombie is able to knock off one of those, so he takes 4. He's done 3. We've done 3. That kills the zombie. Whew. All right. This zombie is probably a dead thief. What did it have in its pockets? Nothing. I rolled a 1-6 for 16 on the D66. Corpse plundering 1 to 16. The remains of something worthless crumbles in your hands. So he didn't have anything. What is in this room now beyond? That is a dungeon. That is a dungeon move. We just got to make sure that I don't get a total failure. So +4. So that is a 7 plus 4 is 11, 18 plus 4 is 22. So that's a success. So we just need to see what the room looks like and what it is. So I roll 7, so it is another square room. It is, the descriptor is infernal or unholy. Oh, it should say another cavern or passage. And it contains just roll a bizarre creature. Use the monster approaches. So there's a final monster in here. I think this is a good place to stop, and we'll figure out what is in this room, the monster in this room next time. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I keep saying we're getting close to the end. I think I've got one more episode after this one, and we'll have completed our exploration of this dungeon. So let's see if Eldar and his 2 dogs survive what is yet to come. So I hope you'll be back for the next one. So until then, wherever you are out there, take care of yourself and make someone happy today. Thanks for listening to the Arcane Alienist podcast. The music you're hearing is Come and Get It by Scott Holmes Music. The cover art is by Dave Bone. Be sure to check out his stuff at ironseer.com. You can leave me a message. I have my SpeakPipe account linked to the show description. You can also send me an email at arcane.alienist@gmail.com. Just embed a voice memo, or I'll just read the text to your email during a future episode. Once again, thanks so much for listening.